Listen, man, don't ever shit on the tour bus. Teddy Riley leaving. I'm talking Teddy at the height. He's at the Madonna's history, you know. Hey,
yeah, right.
You do you know.
Right.
And so Justin was in there. She was like, "Yo, you want a B12 shot?" Justin was like, "Hell yeah." So she was like, "You gotta put your pants down so I can shoot you."
What?
So.
Welcome to our podcast. This is Moses Newsom.
And it's Stefano Lewis.
And this is the 80 or 80,000 podcast. And we got our first guest here, 3-time platinum producer for some of the biggest artists in the industry, from Missy Elliott to Madonna to Rihanna, Toni Braxton, Fall Out Boy, Justin Timberlake, Timberlake and Magoo, Jennifer Hudson, and Flo Rida. He's a CEO. He's a multi-platinum record producer. He's a songwriter. He's a keyboardist. Welcome, Mr. Hannon Lane.
What up?
And not to mention, he is from Newport News, Virginia.
Right
so,
here, man.
I'm saying right here in Newport News, Virginia. So that's really dope. The definition of our 80 for 85,000, in case a lot of you don't know, is that most people are living for old age, or the American dream of living to get older. The average age of right now is about maybe 80 years old. Our concept is we want to see our vision is for people who are living past that, who have a vision of having a legacy that lives way past that, maybe even 80,000 years. So even 80,000 years from now, people are talking about their legacy, what they did, and also their souls and where they're going to be for eternity. So
absolutely,
we want to make sure that we tap into all those, and we want to welcome to our podcast.
Absolutely. We believe that, what you do on Earth now for 80 years can directly impact how you live for the next 80,000 years. So here we go. Tell us a little bit about your life, man, and how you grew up, and there's a lot to unpack here. But tell us about you and your life.
Oh man, well, first of all, from right here, 757 Newport News, born and raised. Most of my music, was birthed here. Started in church. That's where I started at. Playing drums. I was a drummer at first, and then I ventured off to playing the organ for my church. Then while playing that, I had a saxophone on my I had the strap, strapped to me while I was playing the organ. I was like little short thing. I was a little kid,
wow.
You know what I'm saying? But like at the time, that was where it all was I was being created right there in the church. So I'm a church boy at heart, raised in the hood downtown, all my schooling, education right here in Newport News. Went on to college, got a bachelor's in business, graduated magna cum laude.
Very nice. Nice.
Yeah. So
wow.
So are your family here too? Brothers, sisters?
Yeah, all of my family here. I got family everywhere, man.
Okay.
All around here. Richmond, Hopewell, up and down the East Coast. Got some family in Cali. So
So you spread out all over the place.
Spread out.
Yeah. Nice. So when you think about, because you obviously a big time musician, musically, when you think about growing up, who influenced you? Whether friend, family, anybody influenced you musically when you were growing up?
Oh yeah, my cousin. He's a famous jazz saxophonist. He played with Grover Washington Jr. He played with Kenny G. His name is George Howard.
George Howard. Okay.
George Howard he played the soprano sax.
Wow.
So he was super famous. I always wanted to be like him when I was coming up. I always wanted to make songs, and he was definitely my idol at the time. As a kid, because he was the only person I knew that was doing famous stuff.
Right.
That was that was close to me. And then my uncle, his name is Hannon, so I'm named after my uncle Hannon. He played for Roy Ayers.
Roy Ayers. Okay.
Roy Ayers. He played for Evelyn Champagne King.
Oh wow.
He was involved. The cartoon Little Bill.
Yeah.
So the theme song, he had something to do with the music for that cartoon. And the Cosby Show, the cut scenes. Like you got the scene, then they play a little short music, and then go to the next scene.
Right.
My uncle had his hand in doing some of the cut scene music for the Cosby Show.
Wow.
He was on Soul Train. So
So this is deeply rooted in your family. This is not like, you know, you decided to do music. This is something where you had influences, you had people in your family that really had an impact on you.
Yeah, my mom played the clarinet and you know, in band when she was in school. My uncle was a drummer. My grandma was a piano player. My uncle Puddin was a piano player.
Wow.
My father was a bass player. You know, so you know, it's musicians all in my, you know.
That's dope. That's dope.
So once you got into the music business, and you were officially, you know, in it, was it everything that you expected it to be?
Come on, go with that
one. I would say,
and be honest,
yeah,
but no.
and no at the same time.
Gotcha.
But mostly yes.
Okay.
So tell us about the yes first. Why?
Right, there you go.
What made you say yes?
Yes, because like you get, like, you know, growing up, you hear these songs on the radio while you're going to school, or you know, just out cookouts, or just out in your regular life being a kid. You hear your favorite KRS-One song, and you're like, damn. You know, whoever your artist is at the time, you know, mine's at the time was, you know, I remember when Missy Elliott first came out, bro. I ain't never heard nothing.
Right.
Like, it was like.
Still ain't nothing like it.
Yeah, bro. When Timberland, Magoo, and that camp came out, it was like alien music. It was like, what the hell is this? Like,
right.
And I was just so intrigued, you know. I always wanted to do music, be a producer, but I just didn't know what it was called.
Right.
When they came out, you know, I was like, yeah, I want to make music, like creative. But I never, at the time, I didn't think I was going to be that. But they really inspired me to really start getting into beats and stuff. And I started growing up. My mom bought me my first PSRs, 85 Yamaha keyboard.
You took it back.
Had the batteries in the back.
Yeah, the batteries.
The D batteries you gotta put. Every time I play it on stage, the batteries fall out.
Yeah.
Oh
You know,
my God.
that kind of sucked, but you know, I missed that keyboard. But so I started making my little beats on that and stuff like that. And you know, listening to them, they just really inspired me back then, because, you know, Tim would use real obscure sounds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He wasn't making it typical, you know, like Daz Effects and all those guys.
Right,
you know,
right.
Pete Rock and all those guys were making, like, he wasn't really, he was different.
Right.
You know, and that really inspired me to really want to kind of start making beats and stuff.
Right.
You talking about Timberland?
Yeah, Tim.
Okay,
That's, you know, that's who inspired me
Right,
to answer
right,
your questions. It's like, you know, then Teddy Riley, all these people inspired me, but mostly Tim and Missy.
Tim and Missy.
Back in the day. And I was like, man, one day I want to work with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Right. So now you said no. What made you say no?
No, you know, no, because once I got in it, you start seeing all the bullshit.
All the
You know what I'm
bullshit.
saying? Like, you start seeing how, you know, it's like, yo, this how this is. Like,
Wow.
people, you start seeing, you know, how, you know, it's with a lot of people, you know, you do all the work, and, you know, then, you know, they change the music.
Or try to take credit.
They take all the credit.
Yeah.
They take the majority of publishing, give you a little bit of publishing, and then just say produced by them, and sometimes not additional keyboards by you, or to say co-produce. Now, co-produce ain't too bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I used to get offended, you know, until I learned that, hold on, you know, I'm here for his brand, here for my brand. But at the same time, even though I came up with it, you know, he put his hands on it.
Right.
If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have this opportunity in the first place.
There you go.
So that's why I always pay homage to Tim.
Yeah.
I always pay my respects. You know, even though we had our ups and downs, that's still my man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm always love Tim. Always. Him and Magoo, they changed my life, man. I'm gonna always pay homage to him, Teddy, and Magoo. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but that's the no part for me, you know, it's the business.
Well, it's crazy.
Sometimes.
There's a humbleness in it, right? So, like you said, they kind of brought you in the game. You kind of see the craziness that goes in with it, but then you got to kind of balance it out. Like, hold on, they brought me in, but there's some things that you're not really feeling at the same time.
Yeah.
But it makes you go back and kind of humble yourself. So, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't. How does that balance work though?
Damn. It's getting harder. Man, well, when you got somebody like Magoo fussing you out for 2 hours straight on the phone, you ain't got no choice but to,
Rest in peace, Magoo.
Yeah,
rest in peace, Magoo.
That affected me mentally. I don't know what happened to me when he passed, but it was, it really, I should have got some counseling for that.
Right.
Because he really, he affected my life really, 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 really heavier than anybody. I really love that guy. Sometimes I still go back and read his texts and emails. And I listen to some. I still got some of the recordings of our conversations. I would go listen to him fussing and cussing me out. You know what I'm saying? But it was all because that dude loved me, man. He believed in me more than I believed in myself.
Really?
I couldn't see it there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So like he definitely, you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So he kept me grounded. So
Right.
with having somebody like that, he taught me that, remember this is about Tim.
Right.
You up under Tim, you gotta, you better his brand, it's about his brand. I had to understand that because like when you're a ghostwriter, ghost producer,
Right.
You can't go in there, he brought you in, Madonna called him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She didn't call me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Right.
so I had to understand that, hey, he got me working up under him. I have to, you got to humble yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And, like I said, having somebody like Magoo, he gonna make sure you humble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I just carried that with me and it just stuck with me. I mean, now I don't even feel comfortable not being humble.
Right.
People tell me, man, you need, you did a lot of stuff, you need to pop your shit. I don't feel comfortable doing that.
Right.
I feel comfortable staying in a modest place, but that can kill you too.
Yeah.
At the same time, too much humbleness can hurt you. And for a long time, I didn't understand that. You know what I mean? Like I thought humility can carry you far, but it can. But when you too modest, people start treating you like that.
Right.
So, I just can't. I like to be humble. I live a humble life. I like to live, so I want people, when people meet me, they're gonna be like, yo, that's the most humble cat.
Right.
So that came, a lot of what you see came from Magoo, man. Like, so that's what helped me,
Really quick, not to interrupt you, but really quick, what you touched on something, and I think it's important for the viewers to understand that you touched on something as far as you felt like you needed counseling when Magoo passed away. Does everybody mourn differently?
Of course. Yeah, man. Like you got, man. So that year I lost my mom.
Oh my God.
Then after she died, my best friend died. Right after she died, the band I play with, some friends, the guitar player died. Then 7 days later, the bass player died.
What?
And then right after that, I lost 2 childhood mentors. This is all in
the same year.
Yeah, this all in 2023. Wow. This all in probably about maybe a 5-6 month period. So I wasn't even making no music. I was like, man, I should have got counseling, but I just took my counseling to the weight room, threw some weights around.
Wow.
And start working out with my bro. Shout out to Tharian. Man, he my little bro. I love that dude, man. He was definitely, he didn't even know it, but he was my counselor in the weight room. We would train and I would just take out my grief and everything in the weight room.
Right.
So I dedicated myself to that. And I love that dude, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, man, I feel like everybody grieve differently. Everybody got, some people when they grieve, they eat.
Yeah.
And now they end up on my 600-pound life.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some people, they drink themselves to death.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Or some people, they do drugs, or some people, they close up, be real depressed. And,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I know that was me sort of, and I became a functioning depressed person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm
say that again.
a functioning depressed person.
That's
So when you can, you know,
Yeah,
be happy and chill,
Right.
you know, you out laughing and joking, like, but you don't even realize
yeah.
when that person go home, they take the hockey suit off and hang in the closet,
Yeah.
metaphorically speaking. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, you know, I mean, just dealing with that, it really affected me. I didn't think it was gonna affect me like that, but
Yeah.
all that death back to back.
I think what struck me, what you said was, I was thinking that you were gonna say you took it out on the music, but you said you went to the weight room.
Yeah. That was his
Couldn't
vent.
create. I couldn't. It was. I just had no motivation to create that.
Right.
That using that part of my brain is just, you know, at the time. I mean, I'm still there. I still got the juice there.
Yeah.
Get it twisted. Don't get it
Twist.
still the shit with them with that music. You know, but at the time, I felt like that part of me died a little bit.
Yeah.
A piece of that went with Melvin, with
Yeah.
Magoo, you know, because he really impacted. He impacted my life so much, and everybody know it so much. Timberlake called my phone.
Mm-hmm.
His brother ended up calling my phone. The singer from Drew Hill called my phone. My man Black. The bus driver, Tim's tour bus driver called me.
Wow.
My lawyer Louise called me. Missy called me. Everybody called me. Like, yo, you good? Like,
They were worried about you.
Yeah, it was. Everybody, as soon as he passed, it was like Hannon popped in everybody's mind. And that really, that in that small moment, even though it was a bad news phone call, it gave me a sense of comfort. Like, damn, like
People care.
they thought about me.
Yeah,
Because they know, everybody know Hannon and Magoo.
Right.
You know, so
Y'all relationship.
yeah, it was really close. It was rough.
Let me ask you this.
But it was tough.
Was there ever a time that you thought that you wouldn't make it? As far as being in the industry, being able to fulfill your dreams, was there any time you said, you know, forget this, I'm not doing this no more?
Yeah, I had times where I just felt, even while in it, but before I got in it deep like that, I wasn't thinking about making it. I just wanted to be a dope beat maker at the time, dope producer. You know what I'm saying? Then it just so happened I just got associated with the right people. But then as time went on, I had my spells where I go through like, hey, it just feel like nothing gonna happen. You know, every time I said something out, they keep saying no. Like, you know, then Magoo keep down my throat every second. You know, he fussing. I can't never do nothing right. I'm like, damn, you know, you gotta learn to pot. It's so much. I'm like, damn, I feel like I ain't, you know, I ain't gonna make it. You know, sometimes, you know, it ain't easy in the game, in the music business. You like, you know, you gotta, nowadays it's hard to make, cause you could be the dopest artist and producer, but if you ain't got 150,000 followers, you can be Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
I mean, dance like him, sing like him, rap, write like him.
Yeah.
You know, everything. You could be a Missy Elliott, but if you ain't got no followers, they ain't gonna mess with you.
Right.
Wow.
And I feel like back then it was about the talent.
Right.
You could go into Craig Kalman's office or Steve Stout office or you know, Kevin Lyles or somebody like that office and dance on the table and get a deal. You can't do that crap no more. You could dance on
Those
the
days
table
are
all
gone.
you want, but if you ain't got 1 million followers, all that dancing on the table ain't gonna help. So
It's
times is different, you know.
That's crazy you say that, because I used to do music. And you probably know the names I'm about to give you, Delonte Murphy and Christopher Henderson.
That's Chris Henderson, my man.
Yeah, Hannon Studios.
Yeah, he did Blame Rock Off.
Yep, and then Happily Ever After with Chris Henderson. So
then he do that cake song too.
He
He used to be there.
yeah, correct.
I went to his house.
So I was at Hung Low, and I heard Happily Ever After before it actually even went to Case. Because Delonte and Chris played it for me at Hung Low Studios in Hampton. They went to HU.
Didn't Delonte have something to do with Trey Songz?
Correct. Trey Songz and Chris Brown.
Yeah. Cause my homeboy, I got a friend of mine that know them. What's the other guy? Troy Taylor too. Guys. Yeah. Delonte, Troy Taylor. Yeah.
So I guess the reason I'm bringing that up is because when I heard Happily Ever After, And then I would say it was like a few months later, Case was saying it was a hit. He didn't have an Instagram, he didn't have a social media, but it was a hit. So to your point, you're right. Back in those times in the industry, nobody cared. They just cared about talent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was about the talent. And they were developing people. Now, you know, they're not doing that no more. You gotta already be developed. You gotta already have a following.
Yeah.
It ain't the same.
Yeah.
So a segue to our next question. Once you achieved a certain amount of success, you were talking about the people before.
Mm.
Did the people around you change or did they remain the same?
The haters grew. You know what I'm saying? You know, one of my favorite songs, I forgot who rapped it, but you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. You heard that song?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I guess I was popping because I had some haters back then.
What?
Yeah, so
Was it friends, family, or
so
both?
family, especially family,
Especially family?
Yeah, man, especially family. My brother, man, he's just, you know, he was an asshole. You know, he hate strong. You know,
Really?
and yeah, you know, I'm gonna be transparent. You know, sometimes what you know, I just fast forward from then to now. And what death taught me when my mom passed is there's a difference between relatives and family. Because
Say that again.
there's a difference between your relatives and your family.
Wow.
Because all your relatives ain't your family. But your best friend can be your family. Your best homeboy, you can choose who your family is.
Amen to that.
You know, people who ain't related to you can be more family to you than your own blood.
Yeah.
Come on,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
Why do you think that is?
Hey, you know, I mean, you know, I don't know what it is as far as for other people family, but I know with mine, you know, it's hate, you know, jealousy. Yeah.
Your brother, was that something that you didn't anticipate? Did that hurt? Did that cut you deep?
Hell no. That shit ain't phase me. You know what I'm saying? It phase his decisions phase himself.
He phased himself out.
Yeah, because he don't get mad at me because I made better decisions.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I chose to go the music route. You chose to go the street because you thought you was, you know, Tony Montana out here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, that's why, you know, while everybody else was doing what they were doing, I was in the house making them beats.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, got signed to Magoo, and Tim got me to deal with Atlantic and Warner Chapel. So, you know, I mean, I'm just being transparent. You know, I'm being, you know what I'm saying? Keeping it real, because all of these little dynamics played a part in my life throughout the course of, you know, me getting on and all that stuff.
So you mentioned Magoo and meeting them, that kind of changed the direction of your career. What was that like when you first got that first big break and you ran into that camp and they brought you in? What was that like? Bring us back to that point.
Well, before I got with that, I was with Teddy Riley for years.
Okay.
For a few years. I was his producer first before anybody.
Okay.
I came in.
You were Teddy Riley, the king producer. You were his producer.
Blackstreet. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Come on, Hannon.
The Mr. Riley himself, Mr. Vocoder himself. He taught me how to use a vocoder. I caught him on the phone and he told me how to use a vocoder. That Teddy Riley.
Wow.
So I was his understudy for a few years. And shout out to my man Big Leon. I would never forget him. He was the one that got me to Teddy. And Teddy, you know, fell in love right off the rip. Like, who's this kid?
Yeah, local. See,
he was at the time, but he down in South Carolina.
Okay. Okay.
You know, shout out to him. He's doing amazing down there. Proud of him. But that's gonna always be the big homie, the big bro.
Shout out to Teddy Riley too, man. He does not ever get.
He does
never.
My original teacher.
He does not ever get the credit that he deserves.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to Teddy, man. We love you, Teddy, man.
Yeah.
Love you.
Shout out Teddy, man. Teddy taught me some things. I every interview I like to mention it because it's funny because he was the first one. He told me. I remember we was going to Miami. He wanted to take me to Miami to the Hit Factory.
Okay.
And
okay.
man, this was like year 2001.
Okay.
Yeah, we on his
That's a good year.
We on
That's
his
a good year.
the silver bus, the silver tour bus, studio bus he had. And while we was on the road, he was showing me like, hey man, you got to build your sound library up. See, I got this many terabytes of sounds. You got to get. I ain't even know because I always wondered like how these every time you hear stuff on radio, where they be getting these sounds from? I'm thinking they buying keyboards and it's in the keyboard.
The keyboards built.
They not, yeah, but they're not using stock sound. So he told me you got to stop using stock sound, custom sound. So I learned that from Teddy.
Yeah.
But the thing that will always, every time I see Teddy, I like to mention it to him. We laugh about it. And you know, we made a stop on the road, you know, got something to eat. You know, I think I had a bad side or something.
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm saying? My stomach is gurgling me.
Okay. Yeah. The bubble guts.
I had
the bubble guts.
I don't know what's going on. You know, see, but see, I felt like I was gonna have an ass explosion on the toilet.
Right.
So I had to, you know, do number 2 or whatever on the bus. And
Yeah.
he came out the bus. He said, hey, come here, man. Come here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, oh shit, what I do. He was like, let me talk to you, bro. He was real calm about it. Like,
Okay.
He didn't raise his voice.
he ain't gonna raise his voice.
No,
He's very soft spoken, but he will get
He'll
get tight
serious.
with you.
Yeah.
But he was mad soft spoken because I was a kid. You know, I ain't know nobody. He knew it.
Yeah.
He said, listen, man, don't ever shit on the tour bus. Teddy Riley, DJ. I'm talking like Teddy at the height. He's at the height of his career. He was big. You know, he was the guru then. He was the guru, and he sat me down.
Wow,
man, that was it. And Maddie, Miss Maddie, shot her. She was his assistant. Beautiful, fast, beautiful. She's on the bus and I was like, damn, it's just embarrassing. but yeah, he told me number 2. He explained. I said, well, why? I made kind of baffled right there. He said, he explained because the bus drive there, it's no release button to release it. You can release
it's
the
gonna
way
be sitting right there.
The interstate, you know.
Yeah.
So, he said the bus driver got to physically go down, unlock the thing, pull the bag out himself with his hands and dump it himself. Like, and you don't want to put that there. And another thing, you on the road, all the other people on the bus got to sit and smell it.
Right.
So it made sense. And I never, ever did it again.
Yeah.
Went on tour with him, never did it again. And that came from Teddy. So I appreciate even the small things like that, just from being up under Teddy. And most of all, the musical aspects that he taught me about just production and being in the music business. And, I learned a lot from him. And then after that, Magoo, got a hold of me. And that was all she wrote after that.
Yeah.
So all of those are some big names. But I think one of the biggest names on your resume is Madonna.
Oh yeah.
So break down to us what that experience working on that Madonna project was.
That was crazy, man.
And did you ever think you would ever even
I
have anything to do with Madonna?
I never thought that I would work with somebody of that stratosphere. She up there, Madonna up there with the Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
right.
Phil Collins.
Yeah,
right. Bruce Springsteen.
There you go.
People, I guess.
Yeah,
but a lot of producers that's bigger than me never had worked with nobody like that.
That opportunity.
They don't even, you know what I'm saying? They work with big names,
right?
Like Beyonce's, but not the Michael Jacksons and this is rest in peace to those guys. But just saying, you know what I mean? So I had the opportunity, thanks to Tim and Magoo. Tim wanted me for that project, and I flew to London to SARM Studios, and that's where Danger was there. They brought me in on 4 minutes. Only got 4 minutes to say. I did the intro and played some of the horns on that. And we did this song called her whole album, man.
Right. I mean, I know you did 3 or 4 tracks.
Yeah, I played keys on a lot of that stuff. And then one called Dancing Night, I produced that with Tim.
Okay.
Tim. And, but then...
He wanted you to do the intro on that, right? He left and said, do the intro, and he came
That was on a Madonna song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The all Madonna song, but the 4 minutes.
4 minutes, okay.
He left me alone, and I just did that. He came back. He was like, oh.
Right.
So that was dope that he trusted me with that. And so for me at the time, I was like, oh, because Tim don't be leaving unless you dope like that.
Right.
He gonna be in that room like, but when he left me, he said, yo, do the intro, I got, I trust you. He left me, I did it, and that was big for me, you know. So I did that, and then the next day we did this other song called Animal. That was crazy. That shit came out. That record was crazy, but that
It never came out.
Nah, it got leaked on YouTube, but it never made the album. But
Right.
but then Tim needed me downstairs for Jennifer Hudson.
Oh.
So while Madonna and Justin Timberlake was upstairs, I had to run downstairs and beatbox a record for Jennifer Hudson. That's when I did Pocketbook.
Oh, wow.
For Jennifer Hudson.
Good.
Shouts to Jim Beans and Candace Nelson.
Shout out to Jennifer Hudson.
You know, they were producers as well. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I beatboxed on it and, you know, played some keys on that. That was pretty dope. But when you hear that, that's all me. That's not Tim. That's me doing the beatbox.
Nice.
Yeah, so
nice.
Then I laid some parts, ran back upstairs to Madonna and them, was doing, so I was like this all night.
Back and forth.
Yeah, so that was the funnest night working with, you know, with Madonna, where I had the opportunity. Jennifer Hudson and Ludacris downstairs, and Madonna and Justin Timberlake upstairs, sitting Indian style, and we just.
How did that make you feel?
Man, it was crazy. It was real, but it wasn't real. It was like, it was
How did that experience?
yeah, so like it was like two chairs like this. This Madonna and this Justin, and I'm sitting. No way, I'm sorry. This Madonna right here. I'm sitting Indian style beside Justin Timberlake. Me and Justin on the floor, Indian style.
What?
We all trading ideas. Like that was that man. That was a moment, man.
So let me ask you this: you on the plane, you know that you're gonna see all these stars. You're gonna be working with these people. Was anything that happened in that moment different than what you expected?
Well, yeah, you know, shoot, I got picked up in the limo.
Okay.
I ain't never had that. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I got back, another limo picked me up, took me home. That was that's never happened. I always get the regular car service, like the little Lincoln Town car.
Yeah.
But yeah, Madonna, Timberlake, they put me in that limo, bro.
But what did you learn?
I didn't expect that.
What did you learn? If you had to pick one thing musically, what did you learn from that experience?
What I learned from that experience was a collaborative effort. Do what it takes to make a record. A hit record. Like sometimes it takes a collaborative effort to make a hit record.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But what I learned most was to sit back and just soak it all in. Cause sometimes, you know, I'd be so excited to where I'd be trying to throw ideas. In that moment, I guess I was so nervous because that was Madonna. So I was like, you know, I just learned how to just relax and trust the process. And also too, like that's where I saw how Tim really do his records. He'd make a beat, he'd go mumble melodies and stuff.
Right.
So I learned that from Tim too. So
okay.
I was mumbling melodies to Madonna, and me and Madonna went in the booth. I still got the audio of me and her singing together.
Wow.
Yep.
That's dope.
So I learned that. I learned the blueprint, like how to work close with the artist.
Right.
Because I never really worked close with the artist like that up under Tim. It was always, I was just making the beats and Tim, you know what I'm saying? Tim doing all, you know, was that. And Tim was be like, all right, yeah. He approved it, not, you know.
Right.
It was just that. I was just the beat guy up under Tim, ghost producer. But I had the opportunity to really see what it's like to really sit with the artist and go with ideas and say, I think you should maybe try this melody, boom, boom, boom.
Right.
So I learned that.
Yeah.
In that moment. Yeah.
Is Madonna as fine?
She was
person.
She was dope. Like she was cut. Her arms was real.
Oh my God.
Madonna black.
That's what they say.
That's what
they say.
Yeah.
She black.
That's what they say.
She black. she
It's our Tupac, your boyfriend.
Man, she was really cool. She was really cool. She made the engineer cry though.
Really?
Yeah, the engineer was crying.
How she make the engineer
I just remember because like he was moving slow and like they fast. Like Tim and all of them, they fast, bro. He was moving slow. He was nervous because it was done.
Right.
It was crazy. But yeah.
That's a lot of pressure.
It was pressure.
Definitely.
It was crazy. And I think and it was another day where I tell this story a lot in interviews too. It was one day I was sitting in the chair on the chair, whatever, working, and she came in the studio with these bags. It was like plastic bags, and it had a shit ton of needles in it. And you know, Madonna's history, you know,
Yeah.
Right.
you do you. You know?
Right.
So I was like, hey, what's that? She was, you know, she was like, oh, they B12 shots. She was like, you want one? And I was like, nah, I'm good. She was like, she told me, I mean, it had to be in one big bag. It was like a big Ziploc bag, probably about this big or whatever.
Okay.
And it had to be like, I don't know, 100 needles in there, so 80 needles or something. And each needle was $1,500 a pop.
Wow.
So she offered me one. I kind of turned it down, which I regret because. So I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
But I said this in another podcast too. So I'm sitting there, and so Justin was in there. She was like, "Yo, you want a B12 shot?" Justin was like, "Hell yeah!" So she was like, "You gotta pull your pants down so I could shoot you."
What?
So he pulled his ass cheek out,
What?
and she did like this. Boop. Gave him a B12 shot right there. He was this close. On my keyboard right here, he was about this close.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What I mean, what did it do for him? Was it like a
You know, it's a
high or
well, you know, B12 is like a vitamin.
It's like an energy. Yeah.
So when I saw her palm his out, like, damn, she should have palmed my head. Man, I could have told every girl I got with Madonna tested that. But man, I kind of regret that. So, you know, but that was a cool little story that I like to tell.
That's a great story, man.
a great
So that's a
story.
good segue into our next question. So with everything that's going on, because in those days, you could get away with things like that.
Yeah.
You can get away with, you know, a shot like that, pause, you know what I'm saying? And you can get away with those things.
Yeah.
But what's going on with Jay-Z and the Diddy situation and how they're under such a microscope with, you know, with Instagram and everything like that. What in your opinion has been the biggest difference from back then to now? And what's your take on the Jay-Z Diddy situation?
My name Billy ain't in
You ain't-
I don't know nothing about it. Everybody gonna say I said shit. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if Diddy did it or did he not do it.
Did he do it? Did he not?
I
Have you
don't know.
been to a Diddy party?
Oh Lord.
You know we had to ask.
Man.
Keep it 100.
I get these jokes in the gym with my bro. My man Cole be joking me all the time. So, oh man. No, man. Oh shit. All right. So I was on tour with Tim.
Okay.
And we're on tour with Justin Timberlake, the Future Love Sex Sounds tour.
Okay.
And Tim had to perform at the 2007 VMAs in Vegas. That's when they had they performed Fall Out Boy performed. It was we were all in the Hardwood Suites.
What year was this?
This was 2007.
You did some work with Fall Out Boy too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, I did one and only on Tim Shop Value album.
Okay.
All right.
But anyway, so you know, we got invited to the party or whatever.
Go ahead and say it, to the Diddy party.
It wasn't no free call.
No free call.
But man, we was in this suite was like $35,000 a night.
Woo! Wow.
And it had an infinity pool that went from the living room all the way out. And we was probably on the 10,000th floor, bro.
Wow.
Like we was way up in
skyscraper,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, but it was an incredible moment. Everybody was there. The young. This was the year that Tommy Lee punched Kid Rock in the face.
Okay. Okay.
At the VMAs, they got in a fight.
Yeah.
This was that year.
Wow.
And all of us went up there. We chilled out. Day 26 was there. Young Jock was there. Kid Rock pulled up in there. It was cool. But that was it. And anything else went on, I ain't see nothing. You know what I'm saying? We left because we had to catch a flight to Canada because they had I think we went to Canada after Vegas. I think. Yeah,
okay.
We flew. Yeah, we flew out that night. Yeah, we flew out that night. I think it was either that night or the next day, if I can remember. But yeah, so we was out there. Diddy was on his Diddy, and anything after we left. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen I mean, the floors won't slippery. Ain't no baby oil on the floors.
No baby oil.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you know, it won't none of that on the floor. So I mean, it was cool.
Yeah.
It won't no funny fugazi stuff going on.
Yeah.
Everybody having a good time. You know what I'm saying? And that was that. Like, what? Any other types of parties? No, I've never been to none.
So let me ask you this. So with all the allegations and the things that are in the industry now, without going too deep, were you shocked when you heard the news and when you saw the police, come to both his properties?
Man,
Was that a shock to you?
Nah, I don't care nothing about that. It ain't got nothing to do with that. That's that man life. I mean, I heard stories about him through the years, but I mean, it's just allegations. You don't know if they true or not. You know what I'm saying? But you hear stories about a bunch of people in the industry that's maybe, living their best lives. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't man, look, I ain't got nothing to do with that, bro. Like,
so let's shift. Let's talk about hip hop a little bit. So in '96, we lost Tupac, we lost Biggie.
Two of my favorites.
Which was two of your favorite rappers. And so that was without social media. And so now we have the level of dominance with Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
What is your take on his level of dominance right now? And then also, have we as a society learned from the Tupac Biggie situation when it deals with the Kendrick situation and Drake situation? What's your take on that?
I mean, I think things changed since the East Coast West Coast beef and all that stuff. Where the beef started to really come to fruition, and you start seeing bullets flying and stuff like that, people dying and stuff like that. I think today, is different. As far as Kendrick and Lamar, I mean Drake. I mean, I thought it was cool to see. I mean, you had the Nas and Jay-Z beef one time. Came out with Ether.
Right.
Yeah.
I missed the beefs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But so it was kind of cool to see a new beef. Because it was J. Cole and Kendrick at first. J. Cole had a dope joint.
Yeah.
I think if J. Cole would have stayed in it, I think J. Cole, it would have been more so Kendrick and J. Cole, mostly because J. Cole the man too.
J. Cole nice
with it, but he took the humble route. He said, "Oh, I'm good." You know what I'm saying? But Kendrick, man, like Drake had some good comebacks though. Like, I like all his, but Kendrick, man, just took the cake. When he dropped, I mean, dude came out with what, like 5 disc records in like 2 days?
2 days.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Who did that? Nobody.
No, nobody's done
Because
that.
usually somebody come out with a disc record, and it'll take the other person, like a while.
A while.
Man, this dude came back in 24 hours
That's
with
right.
5 joints.
That's
ready.
right.
Like, so that was incredible to see that, and the way he delivered on Not Like Us, man. I mean, what's the last Drake song there?
I mean, I just think at this
I'm
point,
a huge Drake. I love Drake. Look. I don't want this podcast. Y'all ain't gonna be setting me up.
Shout out to Drake. Shout out to
Kendrick.
I ain't nowhere nobody to be, dissing or talking.
Nah, but
None of them. But I'm just a fan, and it's like I'm a fan of both of them, and just to see the beef, I thought it was kind of dope. But I ain't got nothing negative to say about none of them, man. I think the beef was dope.
Would you work with anyone?
Always dreamed of working with Drake. Always dreamed of working with Kendrick. I love Kendrick. I love Drake.
Now with Kendrick, his style, I'm a Drake fan too. But with Kendrick, he encompasses hip hop from the roots. Going back to Compton and his roots. Do you see a shift with hip hop? Because we had East Coast, we went down south, and now we're going to the West Coast. Do you see a shift coming with Kendrick and, the party dying, so to speak?
I don't know. Right now, I feel like as far as sonically, like I feel like right now the South still got it with the trap music stuff.
Okay.
But Kendrick bringing that that West Coast sound, like
Yeah.
the new West Coast sound. And when that Not Like Us took 24
Yeah.
20, by storm,
By
you know what I'm saying? So, then you had Mustard with the LA sound, I feel
Right.
like that shift, I thought it was starting to shift back to where, with the Snoop days, the Dr. Dre, the Death Row,
Right.
when all of them had that West Coast, they had the West Coast
Right.
sound was taking over.
Yeah.
So, it's like regions will have their time. You had the British takeover when everybody was doing techno stuff.
Right.
Or dance music. And then that'll slowly fade. Then now everybody's making Baltimore type of sound. That boom, 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 boom. Like, that type of be more music or I forgot the other genre, the other title. It's the same kind of cadence.
Yeah.
But like that Ice Spice record or like that Lil Uzi record, I just want to wow when he do that.
Yeah.
That little dance, that type of vibe is
Like a techno type.
yeah, but it's like a Baltimore sped up Baltimore music type of vibe.
Got it.
But it's another name for it. But then you got LA sound, all these sounds. So I think as far as a shift, in music, I don't know what's gonna be the new sound.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now on that topic, your sound, Pharrell's sound, Pusha's sound. We touched on Timberland sound. That's all 757. That's all Virginia. Does Virginia get the credit it deserves?
I mean, I think so. I mean, look at Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Look at Trey Songz.
Missy.
I mean, look at Missy.
Yeah.
Look at Pharrell, Tim, Bing.
Yeah, but do they?
Nice.
Everybody talks those names, but do they mention Virginia like they mention on New York or Atlanta or LA?
I would say not. I mean, if I had to answer that question, I would say not really because it's not a metropolitan area. It ain't like Miami or LA, Nashville, New York. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So is that unfair? Is that unfair?
I wouldn't
Because
say
we're
it's
not
un-
a metro.
I wouldn't say it's unfair. I would just say it's just a regional type of situation, I guess, for lack of better words. I mean, I guess it's just a geographical situation. It's just, they consider us the country. You know what I mean? So, it ain't, really, if you want to make it, you got to move out of here. You got to go to LA or a place.
I've always heard that too.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, but I feel like it's still, I mean, I ain't move out and I did what I did, but I still feel like if I wanted to go bigger and better, I feel like I do at some point got to move to LA or something.
Yeah.
Because Atlanta, this is more opportunity.
Yeah.
Here, I mean, you're not going to go to a studio and see no celebrity like that.
Right.
But you mess around and book some studio time in Atlanta somewhere, you fuck around and CeeLo in the next room. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
like,
that's true.
So now it's like, oh, snap.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You go meet him and just say, hey, look, man, hey, I made beats, man. Hey, look, can you mind you boom, plug. He might like something, might record it right then and there. Like LA is like that.
That's a good
New
point.
York like that. It ain't like that here in Virginia. So
That's a good point.
I would say not really. Virginia don't have respect it deserves as far as in that light.
Okay.
But I feel like, the people that came out of VA, even in sports, look at Mike. Shout out to my man Mike.
Yeah, shout out to Mike.
Man.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Man, I'm proud of him. AI, like all these guys, man. Virginia has spit out some legends.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Lex Luger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's big. That's big. Let's shift gears a little bit. You touched a little bit. Of course, you don't have any children. You never been married. You've had a very successful career. You've done a lot from birth until now, with everything that you've experienced with your career. Who has your heart? What one person has you? And rest in peace to your mom. I know she was very dear to you, but who can you say up until this point has your heart and has been the most important to you?
It's hard to say, I would have to say, I mean, I know he passed away, but Melvin, Magoo, Paul, because he really gave a damn. You know what I'm saying? nobody gave as much a damn as he did when it came to me.
Wow.
And what he wanted from me, what he believed, you know what I'm saying, that I can do what I can be in my talent. You know what I'm saying? I believe he's still with me. You know, so I'm gonna just have to say Melvin.
Melvin.
Good. And what advice with everything that you've been in through with your career, and you had that support system with Magoo close to your heart, what advice would you give to an up and coming producer, maybe coming through something similar that you've been through?
I would just tell him, man, just keep making beats. Like Melvin used to tell me, he used to say this little funny little thing. He used to say, you know, a beat a day take the poverty away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
He'll say that. He used to say that all the time. We'll laugh about it because he'd be, you know, joking. But I would say the same thing to somebody, man.
Yeah.
Just like, just do it. Don't do it because you want to try to make some money.
Right.
Because now you're focusing on the wrong thing.
Right.
Focus, just do it because you just fucking felt like doing it, man.
Right.
I don't even care if I don't make another placement in my life, but I just want to make songs.
Yeah.
Because I just know how to do the shit really good.
Yeah.
And I just love to do it.
Yeah.
And when you absolutely love doing it, things will come eventually.
Yeah.
You just gotta love it.
Yeah.
Just love it. Love what you do, man.
Love what you do, be passionate about
Because if you don't love it, it's just like your job. I'm sure we all worked jobs before we absolutely fucking hated it.
Right.
And it's like, damn, I don't want to deal with this asshole boss today. Like,
Right.
I'm sure we all experienced that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure some of y'all probably had a career or job where you absolutely loved it. Like, yo, man, I look forward to going to work. Like,
Right.
you know, that's when you more productive. You love it.
Right.
So just have that same love, man. Just focus on loving it. Just do it because you love it. Don't do it for the bag.
That's right.
The
Now,
bag will come.
any projects you want to shout out that, you know, you got coming up, anything you're working on coming up that you want to shout out?
Well, at the moment I'm in school, so
Okay. Congratulations.
yeah, I'm congratulating for, you know, I'm creating another lane for myself.
There you go.
To get another credential under my belt. So I paused that, but I want to get back to my project. I released a song a while. It did all right too. You know, a lot of people liked it. So I want to get back to that. You know, I'm coming back around to want to create again after dealing with all the death and stuff. So I told myself this year I'm gonna master my stuff. Yeah.
There you go.
Well, here on 80 or 80,000, we always like to play a little game. So we're gonna do the greatest of all time. All right. We're gonna do the greatest of all time. All right. So Tupac or Biggie?
Dang, man, you was talking about the gay like that, bro? God, that's like saying Michael Prince. I only pick one.
You only can pick one. You can only pick one.
All right, what we judging on?
Huh? Overall catalog, career, movies, everything, lyrics, impact,
Okay,
all that.
All right, well,
all
if
that.
you say movies,
Everything.
I might go with Pop. I ain't seen Biggie in a lot of movies.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That's
fair.
We got Juice, man. Come on, man.
Juice alone. That's it right
Juice
there.
alone, bro. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go with Pop.
All right. Teddy Riley or Timberlake?
Come on, man. That was personal, bro. That was perfect. I should kick you in your shins for that one, man. God, dog, man. I can't even answer that. Man, man. I can't pick.
I can't pick.
I can't.
You want to pass on that one? You can pass.
You can pass on that one. You can pass on that one.
Maybe we can come back to that.
We come that one? Okay. We come
Michael Jordan, LeBron James.
Oh, Jay, come on. see, that's no brainer right there.
All right. You said MJ?
Yeah.
MJ.
Yeah.
Why? I got just, you don't have to go on this.
It's because he's the greatest. that's
it right there.
That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. MJ, Michael Jackson, or Chris Brown?
The Moonwalker, baby.
The Moonwalker, baby.
Hey, come on. Chris ain't got no video game. You know, remember the Moonwalker?
Oh yeah. Yeah. A lot of people don't talk about that.
Talk about that.
A lot of people don't talk about that.
Man, Michael Jackson, hands down.
I got Michael Jackson hands down over Chris.
Yeah,
over Breezy.
All the way.
What? Why?
Breezy's not.
Why?
Breezing.
Why? Not
He's
just
not breezing over Michael Jackson.
Woo!
Oh, sir. No, sir. But he's great.
Yeah.
Chris Brown ain't nobody mess with him right now. I say the closest would be Usher. That would be a good versus battle.
That would be.
Yeah.
That would be.
Versus
That
Usher.
would be. Shout out to Chris Brown, bro.
I told Tim that. Tim was like, Chris Brown versus Usher. That's the only person I feel that could go against.
Yeah.
Chris Brown.
Yes.
Usher. Wow.
All right, we're gonna come back because you asked us to come back. Timberland or Teddy Riley.
That's a difficult one.
It is.
The transition to Tim.
Man, that's cold, man. That's personal. I felt like y'all snuck that one. Y'all don't like me for real. Y'all got to step me up.
We love you, bro. We love you.
Man.
You know who the greatest all time is. That's all.
Man. All right. Well, okay. If I gotta answer the question, then what's the criteria? Now, you got
everything. Catalog, songs,
impact,
hits, impact,
videos.
everything. Videos, everything, man. How they produce, how they work with, work ethic, everything.
That is tough though. It's tough because Teddy Riley go deep.
Yes. I would say I can't do my I can't do my boy like that. But if I absolutely had to answer it,
yes,
Tim didn't create a genre.
Mm.
Teddy did.
He did.
Teddy created New Jack Swing.
New Jack Swing.
That's the whole genre. You know what I'm saying?
Good. That's
you can create a genre of music.
Oh,
you know.
Yes,
that's something different.
Right.
You know, just like the guys from Chicago that created, I think they were from Chicago, the guys that created house music. You know, George Clinton created funk music.
Funk music,
You know, nobody was doing that before him. You know, Little Richie created rock and roll.
Right.
You know, people that create genres.
That's like, groundbreaking.
Yeah. So I would say New Jack Swing was groundbreaking. You know what I'm saying?
But you don't take nothing away from Tim. That's
nothing.
No,
No.
I can't pick, but I'm just saying I was just basing on creating a genre, a whole like who created R&B music?
Right.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But like whoever created that was groundbreaking.
Right. Gotcha.
You know, but I would say New Jack Swing was
that's dope.
That's dope, man. I would have to get that part to Teddy. You know what I'm saying?
Good. That's
you know,
good.
And plus he gave me my first opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, so I came from Teddy originally.
Yeah.
We're gonna segue into our last question, Moses.
So our last question we always like to go into: are you living for 80,
or are you living for 80,000
years?
And what that means is,
I was about to say 80,000 years old. God damn.
What that means is, so if there is an 80,000 years from now, what would your legacy be like? And are you working now to where that legacy it's already certified, but it's even more than what you have now? Or are you content with what you've done?
I always want more, so I'm never really content. But if I'm understanding the question correctly, I would want my legacy to live on. Forever. Like I want people to remember my music, and what it did for them. I would want that to last 80,000+, whatever, however many years that, I mean, I would want people to remember how I was, you know what I mean? Or, I would want people to remember, but more so than how I was, I would want people to remember my music.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So that's my legacy, my music.
That's dope.
Continue to listen to the songs. That's somebody out there, whoever loved Rehab by Rihanna, just keep listening to it. You know, just like how we keep listening to Al Green stuff.
Right.
We listen to all the oldie but goodies. I hope that 50 years from now, somebody listen to Rihanna's album and play Rehab.
Right.
I'm dead and gone. They still playing, so I will hope that my music lives on.
That's dope.
So I mean, that's the best way I can answer.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So this year, this is 2025. In 2125, which is 100 years from now, finish this statement. Hannon Lane was
Great. There you go. He was home.
All right, Hannon Lane.
Humble and great. Hey, nigga smell good.
And it's so good. Hey, listen, man. This has been an amazing podcast. We want to thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. We got so much more to come. It's a wrap. So thank y'all for joining us.
Right.